He stayed silent for almost a year. But now, the man who took Lil Jeff's life has finally spoken. He revealed who warned Trap City Rob, who set Jeff up, and the biggest shock. It might have been someone from Jeff's own crew. Stick around, because this confession changes everything. What if you found out your own friends set you up to be killed? That's exactly what happened to Lil Jeff. And now, the shooter just said it, "I was ready. Because someone warned me." But the real question is, who warned him? Watch till the end. Because the truth finally comes out. Lil Jeff went all in to avenge his brother's death, but when bullets started flying, his own crew just stood there. A year later, Trap City Rob speaks out. And his confession. It flips the whole story upside down. This isn't just street beef, it's betrayal on a whole new level. After staying silent for nearly a year, the man who took Lil Jeff's life has finally spoken, and what he revealed changes everything. He described what really happened that day, what people did not see on camera. "I saw it. There were 6 of them out there," he said. "It was wild. But the key detail, someone secretly warned Trap City Rob. That warning is the only reason he was ready to defend himself." Now the big questions come back again. Who really set up Lil Jeff? Was it someone from inside his own bloodhound crew? And why did his closest friends just stand there while he got shot again and again, without even firing back? After almost a year of silence, we finally start to get some answers. Because the man accused of pulling the trigger has spoken, and his confession changes everything. In a twist that no one expected, Trap City Rob, the man believed to have gunned down Lil Jeff, decided to speak up and share his version of what really happened that day. According to Rob, he did not go looking for trouble. He says Lil Jeff forced his hand, leaving him with no option but to defend himself. If you are not familiar with the full story, here is a quick breakdown. On June 8, 2024, Lil Jeff, along with Q50 and one more member of the Bloodhounds, stepped out with a clear mission. They were ready to slide. Surveillance footage later showed the 3 of them sitting inside a black SUV parked deep inside Trap City territory, watching and waiting for someone. As soon as they spotted their target, a rival gang member in bright yellow shorts, Lil Jeff jumped out of the SUV and started chasing him on foot. He fired multiple shots as he ran behind the man. The target took off, sprinting toward the front porch of a nearby house. One of Jeff's bullets hit the man in the chest, but he kept running. Here is where things take a serious turn. As Lil Jeff closed in on the porch, gunshots suddenly rang out from the alley. Within seconds, Lil Jeff was caught in a surprise ambush. Bullets flew from inside the house. He was hit again and again while his homies stayed back near the SUV, doing almost nothing. Instead of rushing in to help, they watched. That's when people began to question everything. Why didn't his own crew have his back? Did someone tip off the enemy? Rob's confession seems to suggest that someone warned him ahead of time, and that's how he was ready when Jeff came hunting. So the mystery remains. Was it just bad planning, or was Lil Jeff really backdoored by one of his own? Later, security footage was released showing them chasing a rival gang member right in the middle of Trap City. In the video, they were hiding inside a black SUV, waiting. When they saw the target, Lil Jeff jumped out and started shooting while chasing the man. The target, dressed in bright yellow shorts, ran for cover and made it to the porch of a nearby building. He was hit once in the chest but kept running. That was the moment it became clear how serious the Bloodhounds were. Lil Jeff was wearing a black Nike hoodie and gray joggers as he chased the man all the way to the porch. But his friends did not follow him. They stayed back near the SUV, shooting only at the car that had dropped the target off. Then, everything took a sharp turn. As Lil Jeff got close to the porch, shots started flying from the alley. Gunfire filled the air. Lil Jeff was now out in the open, and his friends were too far away to help. From another angle, you could hear the gunshots clearly. His crew, still at the SUV, did not even duck or hide. It looked like they were just standing there, shocked. It seemed like Lil Jeff was getting shot while already on the ground. His friends only fired a few random shots back at the house. Realizing he had been hit too many times, they ran back to the SUV and waited for a chance to get his body. This theory matches what police found. Shell casings were found near the door, proving Lil Jeff had been shot up close after hiding behind the big pillar on the porch. That same pillar made it hard for his friends to help without getting caught in the crossfire. Right after the shooting, the killer jumped off the porch and started firing at Lil Jeff's crew, forcing them to run back. One man in a red jumpsuit To be Q50 was seen limping back to the car, likely hit in the foot. A Reddit user even pointed that out. His friends lowered their guns, stunned, like they could not believe what had just happened. Their big homie had been killed right in front of them. Then, they snapped out of it and started shooting back. But it was too late. Lil Jeff had already been shot about 19 times in the chest. In the end, he collapsed. His friends later returned, picked up his body, and rushed him to the hospital. But by then, it was over. Doctors pronounced him dead. Another user pointed out that the story checks out because it was said the guy was dropped off in a black SUV by his own crew. After checking the exact location of the shooting on Google Maps, everything started to make sense. Right across from the black SUV, there was a silver Jeep parked, and it's likely that a camera from that nearby house caught everything on video. If you move around on the map, you get a clear view of the same black SUV that was used as the getaway car. Even though Trap City Rob stayed quiet about the shooting for a long time, staying out of sight and not talking much, he finally opened up. His confession confirmed that he was the shooter, but it also gave a deeper, clearer version of what really happened, something the security footage alone did not show. In an interview with Block to Block, Rob explained how he saw 6 people coming after his friend. He said, "Man, I saw it. I was like, this is serious. They wild out there." And that changed the whole perspective. People started asking, how did he even know there were 6 of them? Because the video that went viral never showed that many. Maybe that is where Rob revealed more than he meant to. Even though the counterattack was fast and effective, Rob did not brag. He made it clear that he was only protecting his block. And this might be true because an older clip shows him calmly, sitting on the same front porch where Lil Jeff was shot, just watching the street. One fan noticed and joked that Rob was like some hidden troll guarding his cave. You would not even know he was there until it was too late. That was his spot, and he defended it. Soon, people online were calling Rob the Defensive Player of the Year. During that same interview, Rob talked about why he was always on that porch. He said he was always alert, always watching his surroundings. "I'm aware, bro," he said. "This is my home, and I pay attention to everything happening around me." You could see that awareness during the interview too. Rob and his 2 boys, Black and Terror, kept glancing left and right, always checking for danger. That moment made it clear, Chicago is no place for people who are not ready. Rob even spoke on deeper issues, saying that drill music was designed to turn young black men against each other. He said too many young men fall for the trap, going after each other over small things. "A lot of black men are behind, bro," he explained. "When it comes to thinking clearly, staying calm, and making smart choices, they shoot each other over shoes. That is not emotional intelligence." His words struck a chord. People online respected him for it. One comment said, "Rob is what a real man looks like." Another added, "Jeff acted like a reckless kid going up against grown men. That's the difference. Real OGs move with structure and rules. Jeff didn't." The interviewer even reminded Rob about a meme that had gone viral on Reddit. It showed his face photoshopped onto Malcolm X's famous picture, with the caption, "Protect the trap." Some even joked that Rob should run for president because of how wise he sounded. Rob laughed and admitted he saw the meme, but made it clear he was not chasing clout. "That's not me," he said. Rob understands that showing off or bragging online only makes things worse. Talking big after a hit just keeps the violence going. Every gang wants payback for their fallen ones. And that is what keeps the war going. Nobody wants to stop sliding. In a previous interview about Lil Jeff's life, the young hitman admitted that he started living the street life when he turned 18. "So when did you really get out there?" someone asked. Jeff said, "Man, for real, I was like 18. Even though he started later than others. Jeff was not new to street life. He said he had an older brother who taught him about all the violence, drama, and danger of the streets. "I've seen this my whole life," Jeff said. "My big bro showed me how it goes. This isn't new to me." That older brother, his name was J Boogie. And here's the sad part, the war between Trap City and Drill City, which ended young lives like Lil Jeff's, goes back to gangsters like J Boogie. That's where it all began. Here is something important. J Boogie and Trap City Rob are around the same age, and the real twist, they used to be cool with each other. In a YouTube interview with Block to Block, Rob confirmed that their 2 crews, Blood Hound and Trap City, were once on good terms. But everything changed after a chain was stolen. Rob explained it like this. Yeah, we were cool. My homie hung out with them. But one of them stole my bro's chain. He snatched it, and that was the end. That one move started a war. But if you look deeper, there was more behind the tension than just a stolen chain. For Lil Jeff, this beef started long before when his cousin Zoni was murdered. Here is some background. Early in Lil Jeff's life, his brother Jay Bougie got locked up. With Jay Bougie behind bars, Lil Jeff looked up to his cousin, Z Money, who people also called Zoni. Zoni stepped in like a big brother. He helped Jeff move in the streets while staying behind the scenes. But everything came crashing down. On March 16, 2023, Zoni was shot and killed. According to reports, he was sitting in his car on the 1300 block of East 79th Street, right in the Avalon Park neighborhood, near a dry cleaners. That is where it happened. A car pulled up next to him and opened fire. Zoni was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but sadly, he did not survive. His death shattered the bloodhounds, especially Lil Jeff, who lost the person that had protected him while his brother was in jail. To honor him, Lil Jeff and his close friend, Q50, even got Zoni's name tattooed on their skin. At first, things went quiet, but not for long. Rumors started to spread. People on Reddit claimed that someone from Trap City, maybe even someone close to Zoni, had set him up. Lil Jeff could not rest after hearing that. His pain turned into anger, and he was ready for revenge. He had a target, Lil Pooh, a known member of Trap City, who had been making disrespectful comments about Zoni. Pooh was moving around the city like nothing happened, even showing up in places where people knew him. But Jeff was smart. He waited patiently. He wanted Pooh to relax before he made his move. April 9, 2023, was the day it happened. Jeff and the Bloodhounds made up their minds. Lil Pooh was not going to make it to summer. But Jeff did not rush in with wild gunfire. He waited quietly, outside Pooh's house. When Pooh came home that night, thinking he was safe, Jeff attacked. At around 11:30 p.m., police were called to the 1800 block of 223rd Street. They found a man, later confirmed as Pierre Boozer Jr., lying unresponsive, in his front yard. He had been shot multiple times and died on the spot. No witnesses spoke to police, but in the streets, people already knew who was behind it. Later, Jeff made a song about it. The track was never released publicly, but in the lyrics, he hinted at what he did. Lil Pooh dissed Z. Now Lil Pooh gone. I waited in the grass. Some say he never dropped the track out of respect for another ally. But when someone posted Pooh's picture, Jeff messaged them directly. He dissed Z. That was Jeff's rule. No one was allowed to disrespect Zoni, but it didn't stop there. After that hit, Jeff was out again, hunting his rivals. One of the most shocking cases tied to Jeff was the shooting of BKN, Lil Rob, and Monty. This attack happened right in broad daylight at Innovations High School, downtown in the Loop area of Chicago, around 12:30 p.m. Rob and Monty left school for lunch, walking toward Washington Street and Wabash Avenue. As busy as the area was, two cars suddenly pulled up. Men jumped out and started firing. Surveillance footage shows Rob and Monty walking casually toward an elevator area. Out of nowhere, a dark SUV came from under the train tracks. One shooter got out, ran toward the boys, and opened fire. After hitting his targets, he ran back to the vehicle, which then sped off down Wabash, turning left on Madison, while the footage only showed one car. CPD Deputy Chief John confirmed that two vehicles were involved. According to the police, multiple shooters got out, opened fire, and hit two teenage students from Innovations High School. They were rushed to Northwestern Hospital but died from their injuries. Witnesses said more than 10 to 15 shots were fired, and it all happened in just seconds before the shooters escaped. Local shopkeeper Muhammad Ashik shared what he heard the night of the shooting. He said the gunshots sounded just like firecrackers. Like pop pop pop. Maybe 10 or 15 of them, he explained. That kind of rapid fire suggests that at least one of the shooters was using a pistol with a switch, turning it into a mini machine gun. It was a brutal and painful hit that shook the streets, but not everyone was grieving. Not long after the shooting, the person behind the hit went on Instagram Live, dropping bold hints that he had just taken 2 lives. When I get mad, stuff starts happening, he said. Y'all know this by now. He even said, I left for a week, came back, and boom, another one. Lil Jeff had become so cold and calculated that many people watching Drill Culture asked why he went after Lil Rob and Monty with such exact precision. Well, here's why. Rob and Monty had once robbed Lil Jeff of his jewelry. After the robbery, they went online and started trolling him hard, mocking the bloodhounds. They laughed about how they got Jeff's chains, even joking that one of the pieces was fake. Taylor got like 5 OK, someone said in a video. That thing fake. Monty and Rob even showed off 2 watches they had taken. One of them was a knockoff AP watch. A Reddit user quickly spotted a GLD logo on the clasp, exposing that it was from an online store known for selling fake jewelry. Not long after, Lil Jeff got on IG Live and responded to the whole situation. He claimed no one had ever robbed him, by force. "On my grandma's head, if I'm lying, may God strike me right now," he said. "They asked to see my stuff, and when I wasn't looking, they ran." Later, on a vlog by Word from the Trenches, Monty and other BKN members showed off the stolen watches again and bragged about what they did. During the vlog, Monty even FaceTimed Jeff. He asked, "Where's the jewelry at?" and flashed the stolen watch. The whole video was full of disrespect aimed at Jeff and the bloodhounds. But Jeff did not let disrespect slide. Almost a year later, the Chicago Police Department started making arrests tied to the shooting. The first suspect was Tommy Coleman, a known bloodhound. He was caught on the 5700 block of North Mason and charged with double murder. Then, earlier this year, police arrested James Allison, also known as J-Mo Bloodhound. People on the street believed Lil Jeff was next in line to be arrested before he was killed. After Jeff's death, one fan commented, "He killed Lil Rob, now he got by Big Rob." A dark joke, but one that shows how deep and deadly these gang wars go. There's rarely a way out except death doubt. Now, here's something people started asking. Why did Reddit users say it was Trap City Rob who killed Lil Jeff? After Jeff's death, the Kirikology subreddit lit up with posts accusing Rob of being the shooter. Many believed it because Rob had been arrested several times in the same apartment building where the shots were fired. For real. But Jeff was not done. He was obsessed with getting Glenn and had already failed once. So, he went back out, determined to finish the job. This time, it was Trap City Rob who got caught right after the shooting, even though he denied having anything to do with it. Police records show that Rob, whose real name is Robert Coleman, was arrested in connection to Lil Jeff's murder. The arrest came after a witness claimed they saw Rob at the scene where Jeff was gunned down. According to the documents, undercover officers had been watching Rob. They saw him going in and out of his apartment on S. Rhodes Avenue, carrying a black gun. That was a serious issue because Rob was already a convicted felon. Legally, he was not supposed to have a firearm under any circumstances. When officers moved in to arrest him, things got messy. Rob refused to follow their commands. He resisted by going stiff and dropping his weight, making it hard to get him into handcuffs. One officer had to use force control holds and a takedown move to bring him in. During the struggle, a loaded black gun fell from Rob's leg. Even after that, he kept resisting until backup showed up. Because of his size and strength, officers had to use 2 sets of handcuffs to secure him. That led to an injury on Rob's right wrist. After the arrest, they took him straight to the 2nd District lockup. But what happened next shocked a lot of people. Even though Rob had been arrested for murder, the investigation could not prove that he was the one who actually pulled the trigger. So, the murder charge was dropped. Still, because Rob was caught with a firearm while being a felon, he now faces gun charges, and those charges are likely to stick. He might not beat that one. As soon as news of Rob's arrest hit Reddit, it exploded with opinions. Some users questioned whether Rob should have ever been charged with murder in the first place. One person wrote, "I don't know Illinois law, but how can it be murder if he was defending himself?" Someone else shot back, "A few shots might be self-defense, but not 19. That response hit hard. While some people were arguing over the self-defense angle, another user focused on the gun charge, writing, "Free him. Nah, he showed he carries all the time. That's why it's a charge." Still, despite the legal heat, many fans online continued to show respect to Rob. They believed he was just standing on business. To them, it felt like Reddit had already solved the case before the Chicago police even got started. But here's the bigger question. If Rob is not the one who pulled the trigger, then who did? One Reddit user put it plainly, "I'm telling you, Rob didn't shoot. The real killer. Probably laying low, not saying a word. We'll never know."